Hi, today we'll be taking a look at the new Spike Brother deck from the upcoming Clan Selection Volume 2 featuring Dudley. So first of all, we have Dudley Lucifer. So as a rear guard, when a card enters by a card effect, so plus 1, if you do so you get a counter charge 1. So it replenish our resources, which is pretty critical for Spike Brother. Next, as the Vanguard when attacking, counter plus 1, put one of your rear guard into soul. Draw 1 from a hand, call up to one card with Dudley in name on the rear guard circle, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 during this turn, that unit get power plus 10k. Alright, just take note that we only have 3 targets for Dudley, Lucifer, Davy, and the grade 1. Right, so only 3 targets, so do take note. Right, so other than that, of course, we have the main feature for Spike Brother, which is Rising Nova, that actually are clone effects. So your ideal field will be to have Blue Spike, Lucifer on the field with this as a Vanguard. Right, that's our ideal field. We added the Spiking Cyclone so that we have additional power if worst come to worst. And not only that, when attacking, you can actually counter plus 1 to restand one of your rear guard. Right, that's for our backup plan. Next, let's take a look at the new grade 2. So we have Davy. So when it enters the Vanguard rear guard circle, counter plus 1. From your deck, search for a non-grade 2 card with Dudley in name, call your rear guard circle, and shuffle the deck. So the idea will be to call out Lucifer for setting up, so that you can clone it with Rising Nova on the next turn, or the very turn itself. Next, as the rear guard once per turn, when the force marker gets placed onto the circle that is on, you get to soul charge 1. That including the marker moving under it, which is pretty important since we have a lot of soul plus going on for this deck. Next, we have Rona to search for grade 3, and also it has a boost. The PR, Ryan Barker, so that we can attack from the back row if needed. And it can also intercept from the back row. Right, so this is a addition. You can actually trade this 3 card for other units if you need. Right, they are technically empty slots. Next, the grade 1 Dudley William. So after boosting battle, put this unit to soul and choose one of your unit. Move all your force marker to that circle, and when you get rolled upon, you can call this one a rear guard circle. So it increase your rear guard when you ride it, and also it increase your soul, and also to move your marker. So instead of using the soul plus 1 to move all your marker, you actually soul charge 1 to move all the marker. Right, which is pretty important in this deck. Next, grade 3 searcher, since we need to have Rising Nova to pull off all the combos, so to increase the chance. Gyro Stinger to actually increase our soul, and also to call out unit. So trigger by playing 6 draw, 6 crit, which includes 2 of the draw Sentinel and critical Sentinel for the current gameplay, where some of the cases where 30k shield is actually pretty useful, right, such as against decks such as Castile. Alright, so for the alternative, we actually have 4 cards. So I'll just separate them to 2 mainly will be Wonder Boy and High Speed Blackie, so that at the start of main phase, go into soul and search for something from the deck, and this is to replenish units from our drop zone back to deck. Next, Bleach Spud to replenish normal unit from your drop zone back to deck. Gary to put into soul and also draw cards. Alright, let's take a look at the gameplay. Alright, we'll start off as the first player's first grade 3 turn. So stand and draw. So you write the ideal, which is Rising Nova. And we get both force 1 and 2. Let's put it here. Alright, so next we will have boost spike. This to the front. This here. And alright, we'll go with this. Alright, next activate the skill. So +1. So I can choose 2 units, I gain the effect. Right, so we'll go through the battle first. So first we'll boost spike. Boost. So depending on the attack hits or not. So if the attack were to if not, it will not hit, I get to draw 1 and retire opponent's rear guard. So let's say at this point of time my opponent decided to take damage, so nothing happened. Next, send this into soul. Right, send this into soul. I can move the circle to another unit like this, and Dudley will attack. Let's say the attack did not hit this time around, so I get to draw 1 and retire one of my opponent's rear guard. This effect goes into soul. Move this onto another circle. Right, so when this unit attacks, Dudley's effect counter +1. Move all my rear guard into soul. Draw 1, I can call up to 1 card with Dudley in name. So I just draw 1, call it on the rear guard circle, plus 10k. So twin drive. First check, heal trigger. Right, so I can actually give it to the back row if needed, because I can attack from the back row anyway. Right, so plus 10k to the back row. Second check. Next, when this unit attack, I can actually pay the cost to give it additional 5k. So it will depend on whether we need it. Right, so we can just attack with it. And Lucifer. Alright, so end of turn. Sorry. When Lucifer attack or this attack, I can actually Soul Blast to move them like this. So move the back row, move to the side. Alright, so end of turn. My opponent will most probably aim for these 2 units, right? Since they cannot stay, so we'll try our best to guard through them. Next, stand and draw. Right, another Rising Nova, which actually doesn't make sense to have 2 Force 2, but it's part of the rules. Like this. Effect. Look at top 5. Don't have, so shuffle. Rising Nova's effect, Soul Blast 1, and duplicate two effects, which should be these 2. So 33k with 2 crit. If the attack did not hit, I get to draw 1 and retire one of my opponent's rear guard. Next, this is my hand. Rising Nova. So Soul Plus 1. Can move all this to the Vanguard like this. And on attack, I can actually activate the effect to counter +1. Put one of my rear guard into soul. Draw 1 and call 1 Dudley from hand, so I do not have it. Attack, twin drive. first check, second check. Right, so when this attack, so +1, move all this to the back, and spike to attack, so +1 again, and move all this to the side. Alright, so that's the basic playstyle for the new Dudley Spike Brother deck.